Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about tools and how to use them. A couple of different techniques. So there's two major types of tools that you use when picking locks. You have tension wrenches, there's a variety of them, and picks, there's a variety of them. Let's talk about the tension wrenches first. Most importantly, they come in a variety of widths, if the camera will focus. You'll notice this one here is quite thick while that one's quite thin, and this one is quite short compared to the rest. Generally, you would take a tension wrench, not that ginormous one, and put it in the bottom of the keyway like so, and you'd apply one finger tension on it, trying to turn the lock. But sometimes there's not enough room in the keyway, or you're just not getting it, or you'd like to try top of keyway tension, you can use a really short one. It goes at the top in front of the pin, which you can see right there. So you put that in there and you can apply the same tension, and now you have more room down here, but be careful not to push your tension wrench out while you're picking. It's totally doable. That's about all you need to worry about with tension wrenches is the thickness and then the top of keyway or otherwise. Some of them have a twist like this that allows you to put a lot more tension because this will bend, whereas if it were flat it doesn't. You don't need it. I have them because they fit flat in my case. Some people like it because they over tension. That's okay too. Some of them are really long. The longer it is, the less tension you need out on the end. If you say it was 6 inches long and you barely pressed on it, it would be a lot more force up here. But I only carry short ones because they fit better in my case. Now, styles of picks. You have single pin picking tools. We call them SPP tools. They all end in one point. Here, one little tip. Now, raking tools have a bunch of little jagged edges all over them. These manipulate one pin at a time in the lock, while these attempt to manipulate them all at the same time, or multiple pins, maybe not all of them, but I'll show you how that's used. We'll start with the single pin picking tools. I'll pick a good wrench. Alright, so I've got my tension wrench in, and I don't apply any pressure, and I put my pick into the lock. Then I start applying pressure. Now I'm feeling the pins, pushing up on them just gently. Really, I'm letting them ride up the slope of the hook. And I'm looking for the stiffest one. And when I find a stiff one, I push on it. Did you hear it click? Let's see if I can get another loud one. When they click, they're set. Be sure not to overset them. If you push them too high, then they're blocking the keyway still. Boom. And it's open. That's how to single pin pick. It's rather simple. It just takes a lot of practice to get the feel of which pin is set, which pin is binding, and which ones to ignore. And then you get the feeling of how close it is to being set as you push up, and knowing exactly when to stop before you push it too far. That just takes practice. So there's a faster way to pick a lock. It's called raking. It's not always faster, but I generally start with a couple of rakes. I'll put it in and I'll rake it right out. And that'll set a few pins. And if I can get them all set, sorry the camera's wobbling, the lock will open. And that was just from going in, pulling out. Now, another technique is called scrubbing. It's an in, out, in, out. You can't really do that with a hook because it stabs into the pins going in. So you would use something that's sloped on both sides, like this half diamond. The half diamond, you scrub like this, and it opens. But other rakes are better for scrubbing than just the half diamond, but you wouldn't really SPP with this tool, but it's quite efficient at scrubbing, if I can get it in there. I'm stabbing it in, just like a hook. Oh, there it is, open. Other techniques that I like with this one would be a jiggle, but I'm also going in and out with it. Like up, down, while in and out. kind of a mixture of different techniques. These, they have different shapes on them. There's a couple, one's called the king and one's the queen. Somebody at some point did some math and figured out that these would pretend to be the most common biddings of pins. I just took their model and made it out of stronger metal. This is a, you don't really go in and out much with it, you just go up and down and rocking it around. You don't really need to go fast. It's just this motion of wobble up, down. If I can get it. It's not the, you can go fast, it doesn't really hurt anything, but generally I go slower with these because they're kind of thin, delicate. There it is, open. The cool thing about these is you can flip it over and do the same thing. These are like really good for a really fast jiggle, like you've had too much coffee, you're going up, down, in and out at the same time really fast. I'm kind of stuck. But as you can see, not each technique opens every lock the fastest. You just kind of pick what you want and go with it until it opens. There's a million different ways to rake. Single pin picking's generally about the same. Find the binding pin, push up on it till it's set, move on. That's pretty much it for the tools on how to use them. Next time we're going to go over like security pins and some higher quality locks, and then you should be good to go. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.